think it's time to work onto a vertical canvas now, and as it's a white canvas, it can be a little bit difficult for you to see until I get colour onto it. Then have a go at this one. A nice bright, strong blues, turquoises and so on. Probably be doing some broken colour work again with slabs of colour, a bit more technique-y, and pulling out these bright colours into the lights here with various warm and cool yellows and so on. Again, Argenton, and one for the series of for the exhibition. More to say really, just get on and enjoy it. Draw it out first. Right, with this one, instead of working broken colour in with a filbert, I'm going to use a flat, and I'm going to do quite large strokes of block colours, so it's more abstract, slightly more designy, a bit more technique-y if you like. I'm still going to be mixing the colours as well, but I'm going to put lights in between using the edge of the brush and the flats with the big bit of the brush here, and really slab this paint on. Let's mix up a nice, see what this is like. This is a beautiful cerulean at the moment, so I'm going to just slab this on in nice big differing strokes, coming through here and into here. More abstract contemporary feel to this scene, which can be a bit twee if we're not careful. I don't want a twee picture postcard feel, even though I know that the locals or tourists will want a pretty picture, and there's no reason why they shouldn't have. So it's giving me a broken colour feeling, but rather than just a flat sky, I'm going to have this lovely mixture of warm and cool blues going on. Much more white with that cerulean, and then I'm going to even add some yellow into it as I come down. Turquoise. It's a beautiful colour. Look, I'm going to slab that way this time. Here as well. And right down each side of the church tower, spire I mean. Because we're making a painting, we're not doing a photograph, for heaven's sakes. If we're making a painting, we are the boss, we are the creator, we can change things whenever we want, how we want. Which is gorgeous. To continue this whole painting in this style. Okay, we've got our sky virtually done with that. So we'll leave that for the minute and we'll come back. If we've got any colour on our brush and it's anywhere else, remember we use it. That turquoise is going on in the boat down here. So while it's on my brush, I'm just going to paint it in there. What the hell anyway. Well, I've had time to let that dry overnight and start working back into it now, and I'm going to be using 3 brushes at the moment, a 1/2 inch flat, 1/4 inch flat, and a small filbert as well, because I want a rounded edge for doing these leaves. Could do it with the flat, but while I've got tools that are closer to the object that I'm painting, might as well use them. So let's be getting on now with these very things, these leaves here, then we can look back into the sky if we need to. Okay, then straight into my small filbert. Morning Colin, if you're watching. It was nice yesterday, I was in Hull, and suddenly this voice shouted across the car park. I just come from the art shop there. Hello Peter, is that Peter Wood? Yes. And I thought, well, who do I know in Hull? And I realised, so I guessed before he even got to me, it might be Colin. So hello Colin, one of my YouTube subscribers who enjoys fishing and shooting and painting and all sorts as well on my work. He first looked at my stick making, which I don't do as a professional obviously, it's just fun, and just share these things with you. And we've talked since then. He's been enjoying my other videos. So good morning to you Colin. We'll see if you notice my mentioning you in this film and come up with it later. A test, eh? Right then, back into this area here, and got some lovely colours happening. And I want to start with some nice darks, so we're not going to use black at the moment. I'm going to be using my Prussian again, and I'll take a wee bit of burnt sienna to go into that, because it is quite a warm dark at the moment, before I put green into it. And I'm going to block that first of all, as I did with the sky, with vertical strokes. And once I started working into that, I can start making the marks break out in the same sort of form as the leaves. So now when I've got these blocked in areas here, once I get those sorted, I can come back onto it with the colour, and I can put lights back into this as well. So although I'm working with darks at the moment, I'm going to come back in with lights over the top later to break these leaves back in again. So here we go. You can start to now make these leaves, the effect of these leaves, with small strokes like this. Come on to here. I've got to use the tip of the brush now. We should be able to paint a line of a branch down like that, just with one flick. The leaves coming up and around it. It takes a little bit of time to build them all up, because they are individual brush strokes. We can't do these. We could start using a sponge or something to do some textures, but not in this case. You can see why I'm using a slightly more pointed brush now, even though I'm using the edge of it, because I can get these more spear-like leaves. I'm going to put a little bit of a deep warm green with that, to deliberately just give that hint of the green glowing through there amongst this. Before I go back in with, you might see the difference that's making. It's lifted it from being a very dark purple blue. Take that same brush and use some of the blue I was using for the sky before. So a mixture of the cerulean and the turquoise here, about to be made. Take some of that turquoise and a bit of white, and I've got some of the cerulean from earlier. And we'll just get that colour going there, that's it. And just play this in between. You know, these are a little bit wet yet. I prefer to do this sort of work when the paint is a bit drier, really. It really does break up these leaves and make much more leaf-like texture. Trick of the trade, but it's something we can do. If we can't do it with watercolours, we can work backwards and forwards with the oils and acrylics. We can't do it. Okay, let's carry on down. Changing brushes back again now to my flats. And we're going to go a tone darker down here than we have up here. So I want to really play with these colours now. Pure, strong, rather than just whites here. I want to really try and see colour amongst these buildings. So I'm going to use a very cool cream at first. So a fraction warmer in that yellow over there. And just hit some more sunlit colours into the distance here. Go back to my cools again and lighter yellows. I'm going to bring some very pale blues and pinks through, I think. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful colours I've got to try and find here yet. Now I'm going to make a very, very light pink. So let's take some of that and a bit of rose, a very flash rose I've got, which I think will deaden down later. Because the photograph just bleaches it out. If I show you now, all we have here is white. Basically the slight tinting of colours. Well, I've got to pick up on that and try and bring these colours out. Not as easy for you to see this on screen because it's a portrait shape rather than landscape. Let's look at some of these slightly warmer greys that are happening. I'm going to take some purple grey there, add some of that yellow to it, and we'll just start to find some of these lovely colours in here. Take a touch of burnt sienna into this very light mauve that I'm using, and we'll try and find these beautiful warm mauvey. Little touch of blue into it, so as I'm working my colours I should have the shadow coming down the sides of some of these. Just down the side of this steeple, for instance, down here, I'll just bring that down there a bit. And the stronger we make these, of course, the stronger the brightness of the day will appear. So it's the jigsaw method. We just take our colours and gradually place them shape by shape in the right places, and hopefully we'll end up with what we require. And as we paint out the white, I think you'll find that the whole painting just gradually appears. I won't spend too much more time on this for the minute. I'm going to come back. I want to put some of these greens in with a bigger brush. Right, I'm going to leave those buildings for a moment. I'll come back in a minute. I want to get rid of all of this white canvas as quickly as possible. To do that, I'm going to mix up a whole series of very quick greens. Take some emerald, a little bit of yellow ochre quickly, just to remove this white canvas which gets in the way of everything. Can't see what I'm doing. A whole lot. I can come back into it with darks later and put lights over the top. Let's just stain the canvas at the moment. And even though it's not anywhere near correct, it does start to show you what will happen once I do start to get the right sort of marks in, and I can just flick the edge of the brush like this to start to get the effect of the ripples working across the reflections here. Get the explosive quality of the trees just by coming across them. That's the point. Whatever we have going on up in the trees above has to happen in the trees below. Even if not quite the same tonally, it has to be there. We see what happens now. We start getting rid of these lights. We start to see wood for trees, buildings for buildings. I've just about got rid of the white now that we don't need. Time to start to now build up. Right, lose the big brush again. Go down to the smaller flat again. Right, now it's time to move down to the 1/4 inch again, and we'll start to try and lighten up some of these, intensity of these colours a bit, I think. Let's see what we can do. Because we're using heavy bodies, but even so they tend to sink a bit. And we'll move down to the reflections in the water and see if we can just start to get those a bit stronger as well. Don't want them too bright, so I'm going to take that down a bit of purple again. And I'll use a bit more water here to use it as a glaze more than I have been, and I'll put more pure colours on with the lighter colours shortly. At the moment I just want to feel my way. I'll go a bit darker again. Prussian and the brown again, and see if we can find a bit more shadow into these. Now, got some dark, so let's start going back into the lights again. I can make it even lighter. Just find these right colours now, we're so nearly there. work up a few details without getting too involved with petty things. Probably is a much smaller brush for this, but it just gives the water surface and sparkle. So we paint our verticals first and then our horizontals afterwards. We get this lovely effect of water. Remember I said about the amount of blues in greens and how the sky reflects into the greens, which is what I'm doing now. You get the difference that makes. Right, I want to start working on the highlights a bit more, so let's start on some much lighter, warmer greens. Take some of my chrome yellow and white. And this plays, as I say before, the rough against the smooth, the light against the dark, the warm against the cool, as we go along here. A few marks now to bring out those lights and darks and just give it a little more three-dimension here and there. Even a little wavy mark like that can just make a difference. Well, here we are then, finished this one. It's a little bit photographic, but nice strong colours and a commercial piece for this exhibition.